Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, you're going to learn how to make this beautiful shirt gown. I made mine short and the sleeve is different from what we have on the inspiration. So if that's something you're so much interested in watching, keep on watching and don't skip. Watch to the end and subscribe, share and like my video. Drop a comment in the comment section what you think about the video and let's continue. So the first thing is your material. You need your tape, scissors, your pattern paper, your ruler, your material, your fabric. The first thing to do is to draft. I'm going to draft the pattern for this beautiful gown. So the first thing I'm going to mark is my shoulder to chest line, which is my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Then my shoulder to nipple line, shoulder to under bust, and shoulder to the waistline. Now I'm taking my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'm going to take it also on the chest line and I'm going to mark my bust circumference divided by 4, my waist circumference divided by 4. That's what I did here. I added some I added about 0.25 for ease allowance. So this is optional. If you want to add it, fine. If you don't want. So I'm going to connect it to the bust circumference divided by 4. Then I'll connect with a straight ruler my shoulder measurement. Remember, you mark it at the shoulder line, also mark it at the chest line. So I'm taking my neck width and neck depth of 3 inches. I'm going to connect it and use my tape to cover to make sure that it's 3 inches. So that's what I'm doing now. This will help you mark out a perfect circled neckline if that's what you want to achieve whenever you're making a circle neckline. So I'm going to place my 3 inches at the tip and keep on marking it until I get the round measurement I need. I'm going to go ahead to use my French curve to curve it out, connect the dots and curve everything out. Then I will come at my shoulder line. I'll mark 1.5. That's for my shoulder slope. And I'm going to connect with a straight ruler like that. Then come up by 2.5 inches. Go in by 0.5 inches. Connect it to form my armhole curve. Just watch how I'm forming the armhole curve from my bust circumference divided by 4. Now I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement. Mark it all the way from the bust point to the waistline and connect with a straight ruler. Then I don't need any waist dart. I don't work with it. I won't work with it here. Then I'll come down with 2 inches. That's the difference between my front waistline and my back waistline. So I'm going to close that. That will be our bust dart. Then I'm taking my neckline now. The depth of my neckline, I'm going to work with 7 inches. That's how deep I want my neckline to be. So if you don't want yours that deep, please work with the desired neckline. So I'm just going to mark 2.5 inches on that area and connect it to the 4 inches I marked for my neck width. I marked 4 inches, 7 inches down, 4 inches across, then 2.5 inches on the initial neck circumference, the initial round neck. I'm going to open up the waist dart. In as much as I don't need it, I'm just going to open up that place. Close up the bust dart. And using my tape rule to hold that down so it doesn't disturb. Then I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect to the under bust line, from my chest line to the under bust, and I'm blending it. So it's time to cut out everything that is not needed. I'm going to weed out everything that is not needed. Then for the back pattern, I've marked my zipper of 1 inch also, and a neck width of 3 inches, a neck depth of 1 inch. Using my straight ruler, I will connect the dots and mark my neckline for the back. So I'm going to use that edge to mark it. Then I'll go ahead to take my shoulder measurement. From my zipper line, I'll take 7 inches. I'll come down by my chest line of 7.5. I will mark also 7 inches there. I'll go ahead to mark 9 inches. Please notice where I placed my tape while I mark all these things so you don't get confused. So I'm going to connect every dot. Come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope for the back. Then find the midpoint of the armhole. I'm not going in with anything, I'll just connect it like that to form my back armhole. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark 1 inch in for my zipper bulge. To eliminate zipper bulge, I'm going to take in 1 inch and mark. Connect it straight to my neck depth. Then I'm going to take my waist measurement from that zipper bulge, from that 1 inch I went in with. My waist circumference divided by 4 is 7 inches, and I'm marking it straight to the armhole curve. Then from there, I will go up by half an inch on my waistline. This also helps eliminating zipper bulge. It makes your back lay flat, but this depends on your client. Depends on the deepness of the back. So now I'm going to retake my zipper allowance, 1 inch allowance. That's what I work with. If you've been following me, so that's my new zipper line. I'm going to cut out every other thing that is not needed. The back is that simple to draft. So I'll just level the front and the back. I'll go ahead to cut it out on my fabric. So I'll show you how I cut it out. I placed the back here, 1 inch by the side, half-inch at the armhole, half-inch at the shoulder, at the neckline. No allowance for the zipper, and half-inch on the waistline. So 1 inch at the side, half-inch every other side for the front, and at the dart leg, I added half-inch. So I'm just going to take note of this. Whatever it is I'm doing here, please pay attention to this. So I'll mark this to make sure that I am at the right spot for my nipple, for my front dart where I will stop. So I'm going to go in by 3.5. That's what I came in with while I was drafting. Come down by 10.5. That's 10.5. I just mark that line. This is very, very important as you are drafting. Make sure you're marking out every important point. Every important point. It goes a long way. It makes your work neat and it comes out very beautiful. So mark everything so that while sewing it, you will sew it with the traces. Then go ahead to cut the facing for the front. I've also cut the facing for the back also. So cut the facing, pin it down, mark the half-inch they are going to sew with, and go ahead to sew it. Make sure you mark. Marking is very, very important. Unpin everything and notch. Notch every corner, notch every round, every square, everywhere that is supposed to be notched to lay flat. After that, go ahead and give it a good press. So I'm going to replicate the same thing I did. I just went ahead to mark the same thing for the front facing, and so I've also gone ahead to turn the back facing. I turn the neckline only for the back. Then I'm going to place the front and the back right sides facing each other like that. I'm going to flip one facing to cover up the other one. So just watch what I'm doing. I flipped it that way and make sure that the front shoulder line, the front shoulder, that's the front pattern, the shoulder is in between the facing of the back and the main pattern for the back. Pin it down. Pin is very, very, very important while sewing, even though I hate it. But pin it down, then sew by 1/2 inch. I'm going to do that for both shoulders. So this is what we've arrived at. Now the next thing is to join the lower part of my gown. I've already cut this out separately and I did not film it. So if you want to know how to cut a skirt, I have a detailed video on how to make a skirt. So you can go ahead to click, it will be on the description box, and you'll know how to make your basic skirt pattern. I'm just going to pin it down. I found the midpoint of the half length and the midpoint of the skirt's length, the skirts, and I joined them together. So I'm going to place the same thing, right sides facing each other, the back part of this gown, both the half length and the skirt parts. I'm going to stitch it by 1/2 inch, all of them. After stitching it, this is what we have. I went ahead to mark my 1 inch allowance for the zipper parts, mark it all the way down, and I'm going to join them together. I've done that and gave it a good press. The next thing is to join the sides. So I'll take my measurement and join the sides together. Make sure you mark your measurement or you go along with the allowance you added to it. So after that, I you go ahead to put your zipper. I'm not going to show a tutorial on how to do that. So this is how to input your neck bead, the bead at that neckline. So I'm just going to use my needle and my invisible thread that I use in making a cluster beading tutorial. I introduced that thread, so I'm just going to make use of it here. I'm just going to knot this thread. So make sure you knot your thread while fixing your beads, whichever bead you're fixing. Make sure you knot your threads at the fabric. Then after that, I'm going to go ahead to fix my buttons. I'll make it 5.5. Remember, I went in by 2.5, which is supposed to be 5. So please add 1/2 inch to it, whatever thing you went in with, so that it will lay flat and not choke you. So I think that's the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share, and let's see my next one. Bye.